25 years ago, the world made a promise to protect women in conflict and to let them lead in peace.
When I was about 15 years old, I always feel I am a woman and I have to be with other girls, talking about makeup, not talking about these political issues.
There is still a very long way to go to embed all the women, peace and security principles into our military culture, into the operations and into decision making.
Having experienced what I went through during my time in captivity and seeing many mothers, many women suffering, I felt I will do the best I can or the little that I can to change their lives.
In Pakistan, this was my first diplomatic post. I worked on the dossier of honor killings. I realized how important it was to support women.
In the last 50 years of my active life was working as a force commander in UN missions. I saw the victims and survivors of sexual violence, rape and gang rape. It is more dangerous to be a woman than a soldier in armed conflict.
Today, that promise echoes in the lives of women who stood and still stand in the middle of war.
I have experienced violence through abductions, was abducted from school and taken and where I stayed for 8 years. I returned and went back to school and in the process formed a women's organization for survivors of violence. When someone hears about the word survivor, they will think this is vulnerable, this one cannot do anything. They start looking at the vulnerable you, not the new you now.
During ISIS control, we couldn't have the right to drive a car, to wear what we are comfortable with. We don't have the right to walk alone in the street. That was the point that makes us stop this silence and to start to advocate for our rights.
They speak from the front lines of reality, where policy meets life, to remind us why change is crucial.
As we speak in Gaza or in Sudan, women are not sitting around the table. If you want to have a solution and listen and talk with women instead of talking about women, it's very important that you have them around the table because they have a different angle. When I was in Hodeidah in Yemen, negotiating between the Houthis and the government of Yemen, I had 2 women in my little delegation. People say, wow, but women are looked at very differently in that society. I gave them in front of everybody that authority and that trust. And they were very successful. Many times they got more things done than me. Women has a better feeling and can read the room many times far better than men.
When I was deployed in the south of Lebanon, I was joining a meeting with representatives from the municipality of a certain village. There were 4 local men around the table, and we were talking about the safety and security situation in their village and beyond. I asked, "Where are the women at this table?" He said, "Oh, do you want me to get one of our women working at our municipality?" I said, "Yes, please." And it was only 5 or 10 minutes later, she was brought to the table and she was included in the conversation. People often think that it's not easy to find the women, to get access to women, but it is not true. Often, you have to do a step extra to get them at the table. And women all over the world are waiting for these invitations.
The promise was a beginning, not a solution. Year after year, women have carried it forward, often unseen, often unheard.
As women survivors in northern Uganda, most of us have seen the impact of coming together, of peer support, of the sufferings. Because of the storytelling that we did, we learned that it's about listening to someone first before judging them. Personally, I have also gone through the same. Look at me, but I am still here. I am not broken. This is not the end of life. Don't stop it there. This is what I tell them, just to encourage them that it is not the end. And they should not see that what happened to them is the last thing in their lives, but they can still be someone in life, no matter what.
We always think how we can build our capacities to be able to prove ourselves, to stand in front of decision makers in the high-level position and to negotiate for our rights in different way. Maybe sometimes submitting policy papers, sometimes we talk about our stories, sometimes we try to find a way to have like emotional impact, sometimes we try to find collecting numbers and studies for logical impact. So it's just like we need this kind of resources to empower our community to deliver their voices. And what we found is that even the people who are working in the government, the politicians, they also want to listen.
What I've seen as a diplomat, for instance in Burundi, is that people who have been suffering violence after violence have a hard time to come out of the survival mode. And a way to do that is to dare to dream. A good example of an integrated project that we supported as the Netherlands, where we invited farmers and their families to make a drawing of their current situation and to make another drawing of what they dreamt of. This is the first spark to get out of this survival mode. And once you know what you're dreaming of, then the right energy comes in the right place, knowing that if you want to realize your dream, you need everybody around the table. Children, and of course women as well, as men.
Peace is a choice, renewed every day by those who refuse to give up.
If you lose hope, you lose your life there and then. You have to take the next steps. Ahead, there is some good thing coming.
Even that the context is so hard, but still I have some people change in their life, and I felt yes, change is possible when we have the ambition.
The smallest success, but the most important one, is the glance of recognition in another woman that we have the same understanding what needs to happen, and that she feels that I am with her and she's with me.
When you put a delegation together, get as many women in that delegation because they make a difference. If we can achieve that, then we have made progress.
Without women, no peace. Without men, no peace. It's only all of us together who can bring peace to this world.